long pull round. There it is. Happy days. We're just getting straight on with it. Right then guys, welcome to another episode of Hooked. My name's John Murray and I'm an angling addict, and today I'm on the banks of the River Wharfe. Right, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different today. I'm going to be trusting a stick float, so that's fairly typical, and it's shotted in the usual pattern, shirt button style, number 8's down the line. I've got £6 main line on, a size 14 specimen match hook, and we've got a 4x4 alloy stem stick float. So it's about as simple as it gets in terms of stick float fishing. But today I'm going to be using banded pellet, and we're going to be going after a few of the barbel that frequent this river. Now I've already had a fish out on this length, but that was on the tip rod, and I have got the tip rod as a backup today, just in case the wind was too bad. It was forecast to be a little bit blustery, and it's not perfect for stick float fishing, to be honest. It's a little bit of a downstreamer, but it's now 6:30 in the evening, so this is a short session, but hopefully it's just going to ease off. It seems to be settling down, and I should be able to run the float through quite nicely. Up above me, the river narrows a little bit, and it's pushing the float across to the far bank. Now what I intend to do is fish straight down the middle, but just onto the crease on my side, so it'll be a very steady pace for me. It's actually moving through quite fast on the far bank. I'm hoping that by fishing on the crease we'll give these barbel a chance to pick that pellet up, and we'll get into some nice little fish. Right guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, what the hell are you playing at? Go down there, hit the subscribe button, it's completely free, and while you're at it, give this video a like. That's quite enough waffling. Let's get cracked on. So I'm literally just going to loose feed pellet. Typically the wind is getting up as we're about to start. I'm just going to loose feed pellet like you would maggots or casters. See if we can trick a few of these fish. They always seem wary on the tip rod. Even into the evening it seems quite hard work. So I'm just going to pick one of the little 3mm bands that I use, and these you can just slot them onto the hook, push them around the back of the bend. You've probably seen them all before. I've done a fair few videos where I've shown myself using these on commercials. The only difference is we're using slightly beefier gear here to what I'd ordinarily fish them on, fishing for the likes of Ide and F1 shallow. So it's going to be quite experimental. I've got a selection of pellets, Robin Red 4mm, some 6mm, 6mm halibuts. There's probably some fishery pellets in there. There's all sorts of bits and bobs, to be quite honest. I don't know if you can see them, but anyway, that's the selection that we've got to go at. And that's our hook bait. So I've no idea what to expect really. I'm trying to get behind the float and just run it through the swim, right? Keep a few pellets going in. If we get a fish on, I've got all this weed in front of me that's growing in the edge, so I've actually put my net down to my right hand side. I've stood up here so that I can get behind the float and try and stay in the area that I want to be with the cover on the far bank. But we might have to try a little bit harder. So I'm just going to go out into the flow a little bit more and pull it back towards the crease. Just try and run through dead steady. Get some pellets out there, that's it, on line. So it's not ideal with the wind being downstream. If it gets the line in front of the float, it won't look natural. At the moment, it's not too bad. It is very still there. It's boiling up a lot. There's probably some big obstacles underneath the surface down on the bottom, but the float is virtually standing still at that point in the middle of the river. So it just goes to show how little flow's there, and I think that particular crease line is where a lot of bait will push and it will gather. So it should be a natural point for these barbel to come and grub along, really. I mean, obviously we all know that they love far bank cover. If we can get the confidence up, we might just be able to trick one or two. Hooking them's one thing, landing them's another. I'll just head out into the flow a little bit more. What a gorgeous evening. Well, we've just had a bite, and actually something's moving off with that. This is strange. I don't know whether a small fish has picked it up or whether it's a good fish. Something's actually swimming off with the float here on a 6mm pellet. It's maybe let go now. There's definitely a little dab at it. Could have been a small chublet. Just trying to get the line behind the float. So breeze downstream doesn't make that easy. I'll get my pellets in downstream. I don't want the fish coming up above me. I want to try and tempt anything up from down below. A waggler might have been better in these conditions, but I've not brought that with me. I have got some wagglers I could change, but I'm going to try and make the stick work. Very, very still. I've definitely got to try and pick a bit of pace up, pick a little bit of the flow up. Float is just inching downriver, real slow. Should be absolutely ideal for picking a barbel. The trouble is, it's probably giving them too much time to inspect the bait. Something's just topped downstream. So I'm going to move off the 6mm, pop a little 4mm on. Try one of the Robin Reds or sauces or whatever they are that I've got in there. They're all flavours Barbel love. Really am struggling to pick up any pace, especially with the wind blowing it back across. I'm going to go for the unconventional overhead cast on the stick here. As long as you straighten the line out, it will go in straight. You just need to mend it down, trap it down. And that was a bite on the 4mm, so definitely something willing to have a go at these pellets. Not sure it was a barbel though. Oh, well across the river there. Right, we're lovely in the flow. Something's definitely having a go at this again. Get some barbel chewing, I'll be happy. Or a chub. Chub are always good. As you can probably tell, I've moved swims. The other swim, it was just a bit of a nightmare really. The flow was all kicking back in at me. So I was catching the flow way across, but then for whatever reason the river was pushing everything back to the inside, and it wasn't the wind, it was just the float, and then it was just going dead, so it was virtually impossible to keep running a float through it. So I've decided to abandon that swim, come down to a swim that I know holds some barbel. I've had some out of here on the tip rod, but whether I can catch them closer on the float remains to be seen. So let's give it a go. Just need a little bit of adjustment. Probably fishing a little bit too deep. Take 4 inches off at a time. So most of these barbel I've seen either mid-river or they've been on the far bank. So I'll be interested to know if I can actually tempt one on the float, trotting these pellets. Not seeing any top since we got here. Right, well the downstream wind's causing me too many issues trying to keep the line straight. I'm on the outside of a bend here, so again the flow's sort of pushing onto my bank. I thought I'd have had a bite. I've had a few good runs through when the wind has dropped. It's not too bad now, but once you go across, then there's just no keeping the line behind the float. It's just travelling in front of it all the time. So I think what I'm going to do is cut my losses on the float. We'll get the tip rod out, see if we can get a barbel out for you. Right, it's a fairly standard setup, but I'm just using a Viper Compact 845 reel. I've got 12-pound Drennan Specimen camo line on. I've got a 12-pound Preston Reflow Power bottom on, a 1.5 ounce lead, running bead, usual twizzle loop arrangement. If you haven't seen how I set these rigs up, go out and check some of my other videos out where I've been barbel fishing. I'll put a playlist up here somewhere. On the business end, just got a couple of Robin Red pellets, size 10 Drennan Specimen hook. And they're mounted on a quick stop. I have put that in right underneath the far bank cover. We're getting a couple of tremors on the tip. Just those sort of shakes. There's definitely something nosing around these pellets. Could be a barbel, could be anything, but there's definitely barbel in this swim. And all down this river, to be quite honest. Tricking them out is the problem. That's another little rattle. And another pull there. So something's inquiring on these pellets. Surprised that didn't hoop over. Is it gonna go? Oh, what's having a go at this? A chub. I think that's a chub. We've just had a couple of big rattles there and a bit of a drop back, so I don't think this is a barbel. Small chub maybe. Right, it's on. Well, whatever it is, it's going now. So it could be a barbel. Yeah. Definitely feels more like a barbel now. Amazing how delicate that bite was. Oh yeah, it's going well. Just goes to show the right presentation in the right place. That was tight up to the far bank, that, right under the grass. This little 8-foot rod, it's great fun. Yeah, it's barbel. See him in the flow in the middle. He's coming upstream. Not a huge fish. They never seem to be on the wharf. There are some better ones around. But you will do for me, mister. Get in there. That's another wharf barbel. Probably about 4 poundish. Still scrapping in the net. I'm going to give him a little rest and then I'll get the waist sling ready, set the camera up, we'll grab a picture. Well, I've given him away. He's gone £4 one, so not the biggest of fish. I'll try and get him up for the camera for you and then I'm going to get him back. I've just given him a couple of rests. So there you have it. What a lovely, lovely little wharf barbel. Perfect, aren't they? Right, I'm going to get him back. That's it, he's gone. It just goes to show 5 minutes on the right method is better than 2 hours on the wrong one. That's another tap. This could be barbel number 2 coming. There's quite a few fish topping just downstream, probably in the next peg. There's a big bank of streamer on the far bank and on the edge of it, but I don't think they're barbel. The barbel crash when they come out. They've been clearing the water recently. Don't know whether they're still spawning or whether it's just because they're hyperactive with the warm weather. That's another rattle there. So they're not taking these baits instantly. They're definitely playing around with them. They're a little bit wary, I think. Definitely a fish still nosing this bait. That's gone. We're in. Yeah. I don't know if he's found a snag. No, I've got him. I think he might have found something in the river, but I've pulled him through it. Whoa! Just incredible fun on these little rods. Such a great tool to have just to come roving with. Give it absolutely everything, it don't matter what size they are. They are just absolute torpedoes. Just take one click off. Oh, that's a better fish. That is a better fish. And oh, nearly had him. He wasn't looking. I nearly had him in the net there. He's mine now. He's only just gone in. That's a proper one. Oh yeah, that's a good fish. I'll just quickly unhook him, give him a rest. Well, just while we've got a bit of light, I'm going to get him up for the camera for you. And then I'll rest him very quickly. I can keep hold of him. Still lively. Get the net here so I don't lose him. Lost my microphone. Let's pop that there. Right, there we go. Lovely, lovely barbel. Right, I'm just going to bob him in the net because he's still super lively. I'll give him a 2-minute rest. I'll go and weigh him, then I'll let you know what he is. Right, well that's the weighing in done. He's gone 6 pound 2, so I'll just give him a final rest and then he'll be good to go. Well, the old pellet doing the trick again, so I don't want to be greedy, but I'll try for just one more. She's gone round again, and we're in. Whoa, it's towing. Oh, that is going. That is going. What a run that made. Can't believe how active they are tonight. It's been fantastic action on the tip rod. But this will make it 3. If we can get this one in, it's the hat trick, and I'm calling it a day. I'll go home a happy man, crack open a beer. Please don't come off. That's another beautiful fish. See him just sat there in the floor. He's not a monster. See if we can snare him first time. Yes! Scooped. I'm smacking the camera. First time in the net. That's another nice one. Well, I don't know what's happened to this camera, but we've just got another one really quickly after the second. He's incredibly lively. I'll see if I can get it up for the camera, but he's not really behaving himself. I've got the net here just to catch him in case he jumps. Right, there we go, quickly. What a beautiful fish. I thought he was going to go then. I'm going to see if I can get hold of him properly. There we go. What a fantastic fish. Third one of the evening, hat-trick. Fishing don't get better than that. I'll give him a rest. Let's get him weighed. So that fish has gone 5.7 pounds, so not quite as big as the second one, but still a lovely fish. Well, I'm going to call it a day there, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and until the next one, tight lines.